Today is the second episode in the Purpose series, which are intended to answer the question, how do you find motivation? If you watched the last video, you'll know that plork is play that would be considered work to somebody else, but something that you would do for free because you are so passionate about it. It fits into a theory where I think each person's plork is necessary, a cog, if you will, in a greater scheme, and that each person, by doing their plork, makes the whole system run better. So that's the theory. Then, if you believe that theory, then you find meaning in living. And if you have meaning in living, then why or motivation comes naturally because you see yourself as part of a greater system and that your role is super important. So you're not doing things for yourself anymore. You're doing them for everybody else. And therein lies the motivation to get up at 4 a.m. and be a crazy person. Which brings me to Pascal's wager. That's a mighty big belief to buy into. And I have a lot of logical, smart people watching because you are my audience. And I'm trying to target decision makers because you have the power to change the world because you're bright and ambitious and beautiful. If you're not familiar with Pascal's wager, it basically takes an x-axis and a y-axis and it plots, does God exist or not exist? And do you believe that God exists or do you not believe? And what are the different outcomes from the combination of those 4 factors? This is where it got hairy in my other video. This is my 3rd time and I've darn near exhausted my mouth. But on my nose. Okay. Basically, Pascal said that the payoff from believing far exceeds what's lost by not believing, so it makes more sense to believe. In the context of this theory, I'm proposing the same. If you act like you have an important role on Earth, and that is in fact the way of reality, then you win. You did life right. If you act that way and there isn't a greater scheme and you are just an individual floating around in an ocean of other humans, what do you lose? Well, you might look silly. So, in recap, what I'm saying is you find motivation by finding meaning in living. Your role is important, so what you do is important, and you have the option to buy into that belief system and live that way. And I used Pascal's wager to map out the alternatives. Am I leading the witness? Because that's how I feel. You can make your own decision. But really, who knows what the heck anything is? But I have to say, living this way is way more fun and exciting than acting like it doesn't really matter or you don't really matter or there's not a greater picture or scheme. Be a cog. TWIRL, baby.